Hi and welcome back to 1000 Details. So today my idea is to bring a very simple setup and do long melodic pads, and let's call it pads, and techno with sprinkles of house. And for this I selected something really, I'd say accessible, because you can buy it second-hand cheap, or you can do this on your computer very easily with a VST and, for example, your DAW drum rack. And let me show you the setup. So basically it's nothing else than the Ju or Ju 06A and a Digitac 2. Well, in this you can do plenty of stuff. And more than anything, I want to say that my pick here for the Ju06A, it's because I do love the Juno 60 or 106 sound, and it's great. It is an iconic sound, and you'll hear it in a lot of house tracks and a lot of techno tracks. And as lately I've been listening to a lot of Technasia. And Technasia is like, for me, it's like a mix of futuristic sounds with nature in a way. So it made sense to use this. And before we start, I have to thank my friends at Microfuse Spain for lending me this cool piece, the Roland Boutique Juno 06A, let's call it this way because it's easier. And without them, I wouldn't have this unit here to do this video. And yeah, let's start with what matters here, right? Let's go. So, as usual, the way I start is laying a kick and a bass line. I already prepared here some stuff, okay? So there's a few things going on already, so we save time. Okay, the bass line is clicky because it's playing backwards. We can try to tame it a little bit if we filter it out, but even so, it will always be clicky, so I prefer to have it open. But it's fine, because you won't hear those clicks, or even if you do, they do add some extra things to the track. Another important thing is I'm using 64% swing. And why? Because if you listen to house music from the 90s, early 2000s, you'll hear a lot of high value swings. And the best way to see it's when the hi-hats, the offbeat hi-hats, right? Like the last one, it's like shorter in a way. So it has a cool groove to it. I've talked about this on the last video, and I'm applying the same way. I do this a lot. But what inspired me again was listening to a lot of Technasia while I was rebuilding my studio and coming up to here. So next up, a few percussions. This is more techno-ish, let's call it this way. Here the delay is playing an important part, and the sample rate reduction and the beat reducer are doing a lot of this, so let's compare it. This is how it sounds. This is how I want it to sound. Then I have here some bongo percussions. Bongo, I don't know, I think it's bongos and other stuff, which it is more housey in a way. Again, here, a little bit of delay just, but also tainting this with sample rate reduction and the beat reducer here. Here I'm almost at 8 beats here to make it really noisy, okay? And your simple open hi-hats from the 909. What is techno without 909? You'll hear that majority of my tracks I use the 909, which I don't know, it's my favorite thing and I don't get tired of listening to it. So we have this, right? And now I have the same swing here on the Juno, and let me tell you before I go here, what is the thing that I like about the Juno? It is the fact that it has a very characteristic sound, very warm. Even the boutique version, it's very, very near the original one. It just lacks a little bit of low end, but you can always fix that. But the cool thing is it's so simple with the DCO here. You have very simple controls and it sounds really good. And the idea here, this is in mute, is to have very long notes going on and have this kind of pad thing, which at the same time it is a melody, a string. And to me, this is what gives all the emotion to the track, right? It's that feeling. Okay, you have this, which is awesome, right? I'm even gonna go to just kick and bass. But for me, these kind of tracks like Technasia and such, the emotion comes from the synth part, which is inspiring in a way. So let's go back to this. You see, it's even clunky in a way, right? It's kind of clunky. And in big time, it's the LFO here on the DCO playing this kind of vibrato thing going on. Also on the PWM, you have this going on. And I will say here that the two main elements are, without a doubt, the filter and the envelope, because you could have something like this. Let's add some percussions. And now the cool part is when you bring the resonance up. This is, for me, is one of the best features on the Juno. It's the resonance on the filter. Less noise. Some noise is cool, but a little bit less. And it is this game here that you play here. See how the envelope affects a lot the filter, but the resonance gives it a lot of character to the sound. And this for me is the part that I'm even smiling, because I really love this kind of spaced out sounds. I don't know, it sounds nature in a way because it's warm, but at the same time sounds like super futuristic to my head. And of course, let's go back here. And if you play with the noise, you add even more of this to this whistle. For me, without the sub, it doesn't have the same warmth, and you don't need to push it a lot, just a tiny bit. And the cool thing it obliges you to play with it. So it even feels more organic in a way, and I like this. I like that you're obliged to play with the instrument for the music to come out and to be more expressive. We can even bring it down. Just by playing with the envelope. See, super simple. There's nothing really crazy going on here, right? And for me, this is a key thing that I've learned with time while doing music. Yes, you can do this with the computer for sure. Just grab a MIDI controller and you map the things to your sliders, your knobs, whatever you want. But play with the instruments, play with your stuff, because it's when you play with this stuff. Sorry, I have to go here. But it's when you play with this stuff that things really become yours. It becomes your expression, your ideas on the music. I hope you enjoyed this little video. It was more inspired about Technasia, but also about play your stuff, right? If you like what I'm doing, as usual, please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And I don't have sponsors. I have friends who lend me gear, like Microfusa. So if you wish to support me further on and bring in new stuff, visit my website, 1000details.com, where you can buy samples, presets that I've been recording from my gear, stuff that I've been designing on my own synths that you can use on yours. So just give it a visit, you might enjoy it. Some of the sounds here on the Digitact were recorded by me from my 909, so I'm using pieces of my 909 kit. Well, thank you, see you soon, on to the next one, bye.